An empty calendar has become a status symbol, not because you don't have work to do, but because your time still belongs to you. You can earn well, own nice things, and still spend each day in meetings, errands, plans, alerts, and requests that someone else placed on your life. A full calendar looks like demand. Empty space means control. The cost of busyness isn't just stress. It's the slow loss of your ability to choose. A packed calendar now does some of the work that status signaling used to do. You don't need to show what you bought if you can show how impossible it is to book an hour with you. "I'm slammed" has become a kind of social proof. It tells your boss that you're needed, tells friends that you're wanted, and tells you that your life must be worth something because there isn't enough room inside it. That story feels good for a moment. Then it starts running your life. Think about what a full week looks like. Work calls sit beside school events, family tasks, dinners, messages you need to answer, appointments you booked months ago, and the loose plans that became fixed because nobody wanted to be the one who said no. None of those things look reckless on their own. That's why this trap works. Your calendar rarely fills through one bad choice. It fills through a chain of small yeses, each one easy to defend, each one taking little more room from the week you thought you owned. A colleague asks for 30 minutes. You agree because it sounds minor. A friend asks if you're free one evening. You accept because you haven't seen them in a while. Someone sends a meeting link without asking first. You leave it there because removing it feels more awkward than giving up the hour. Soon, your week has no blank space, not even for the work that needs real thought. Busyness gives you a ready-made answer to a hard question. Am I doing enough? If the calendar is full, you can point to it and say yes. You don't need to ask if the work mattered, if the plans helped, or if you even wanted half of them. The calendar becomes an external scoreboard, and external scoreboards never stop asking for proof. More calls, more replies, more plans, more signs that you remain useful, reachable, and in demand. Your attention becomes scarce, and scarcity can look like worth. So others learn to claim your time early, before someone else does. A meeting lands on your calendar 2 weeks out. A social plan takes a Saturday before you know what kind of week you'll need. An email arrives late in the day and quietly turns into your evening. Nobody needs bad intent for this to happen. The system rewards access. The more available you appear, the more requests find you. Then each request confirms the idea that you must stay available. It's a loop, and it flatters you while it drains you. Consider the strange pride built into being overbooked. You complain about it, but the complaint carries a small signal. I'm needed. My work matters. My life has demand. Consumer culture sells status through objects. Work culture often sells it through exhaustion. Different costume, same performance, and the price is higher than it first seems. Money lost on a bad buy can return. You can earn more, cut spending, or change course next month. But a Tuesday night spent half listening on a call while your mind tries to catch up with the day is gone for good. You can't save unused hours from last week. You can't earn back a morning you gave away by reflex. Time only moves in one direction, which makes casual access to it far more expensive than it feels. This is why the empty calendar feels so rare. It isn't empty because nothing matters. It's empty because something does. Your ability to think, rest, respond slowly, and decide what deserves your attention. Once your calendar fills by default, though, more clever scheduling won't solve much. Freedom starts when you treat an open hour as something you own, not something waiting for someone else to claim. An empty calendar doesn't mean you sit still and avoid your life. It means some part of your life remains unclaimed until you decide what belongs there. That distinction changes how you plan a week, because blank space stops looking like a gap you need to fill and starts looking like time you still own. Keep it unsold. You need an internal scoreboard for time, not just money. At the end of a week, don't ask how much you fit in. Ask whether you had enough focus to do your work well, enough energy left for your home life, and enough room to change course when something real came up. A crowded week can look good from the outside and still leave you scattered. A quiet week can look plain and leave you in control. Start by separating fixed duties from optional claims. Some things need your time. Your job has real demands. Your family has needs. Health, care, and basic life. Admin don't disappear because you want more freedom. But most requests aren't fixed duties. They're bids for access. Treat every new request as a trade, because that's what it is. If you accept a call, a dinner, a task, or a favor, don't ask only whether you can fit it in. Ask what it pushes out. It could take the evening you planned to rest. It could break up the only block you had for deep work. It could use the margin that would have let you deal with a problem without panic. That cost needs a place in the decision. The simplest rule is also the one that creates the most room. Stop giving instant answers. You don't need to accept a meeting while the request is still on your screen, and you don't need to explain why you need time to think. Try a calm pause. Let me check my week. I'll get back to you tomorrow. I can't commit to that yet. Those words sound small, but they break the reflex that turns each request into an automatic yes. You don't owe every open slot to the first person who notices it. Then set rules before the week starts, because rules save you from having to negotiate with yourself when you're tired. Keep meetings in set windows where you can. Protect larger blocks for work that needs thought. Put a hard edge on the workday when you can, even if that edge isn't perfect every day. Your goal isn't a rigid life. It's fewer handoffs. You also need to put blank space on the calendar before everything else crowds in. Think of it like savings. If you wait to save whatever remains after every bill, there usually isn't much left. Time works the same way. Block time for rest, thought, and nothing in particular. Not as a reward for finishing every task, because that day rarely comes. Put it there first, then let the rest of the week fit around it. Some requests will fade when you stop being endlessly available. That can sting for a while, especially if you built part of your identity around being the person who always came through. But it also gives you clean information. A request that only works when you abandon your own limits probably didn't deserve that much room in your life. Money ties into this more than most admit. When lifestyle creep raises the cost of your life, every open hour starts to look like income you should chase. You work more because the bills need more work. Then you need more relief from the work, and the cycle sells you another upgrade. Cut the fixed cost of your life, and you create more room to choose. You don't need to turn every spare hour into output when your lifestyle doesn't demand it. That's quiet wealth. Not hiding money. Not acting above comfort. It's having enough margin that you can decline a low-value call, leave a weekend open, or take a slow morning without needing anyone's approval. You buy back your time by spending less of it before you even earn it. An impressive calendar tells others that they can reach you. A life on your own terms lets you decide when they should. A blank hour isn't wasted time. It's proof that your calendar still answers to your priorities. If this reframes something for you, subscribe. There's more ahead on cutting status signaling, building quiet wealth, and keeping enough of your life open that you can actually live it.